Good morning.
Good morning. I'm coming to you from my hotel bed, not just bedroom.
Yes, you're the actual bed.
Yes, I am in bed.
Imagine what you want.
Yes, exactly. I'm wearing exactly what you think I'm wearing. It is a cloudy day in New York City.
Is it the smoke?
Probably that's what it looks like. Has it been affecting you, the smoke?
Not really, but when I go outside to exercise, I'm thinking about it
For
because I'm nervous about everything. So I'm just like, oh, it says it's unhealthy. Should I even be running?
I don't think you're supposed to.
I
Okay,
know.
okay. For all of you listening, maybe in a year or two, what we're referring to is there's wildfires in Canada
Yes.
and the smoke is coming down. Actually, in Chicago last weekend, we had the worst air quality in the world.
Really?
Yep. So it's been bad for me. Like my eyes have been, it feels like I have allergies, like
Hmm.
my throat, scratchy, itchy eyes, but it's the smoke because
Yeah.
there's no allergies right now.
Well, what are you doing in New York?
So I am in New York. I think that we talked about this at one point. So I went to this, and I was in Switzerland in March, and I went for this like gathering of planners and international vendors.
Yep, we did an episode on this. You can go back and listen to it.
Oh yeah, we did a whole episode on it, and one of the funny haha jokes that we made is like, leave it to me. Like I go and I'm in this just really luxurious experience with these amazing talented wedding professionals. And I left with a job, and the job that I left with was dog sitting.
So here you are, dog sitting in New York.
So I'm dog sitting in New York. So I start that later this week, but actually, because of that event, so we've talked about this too. You can go listen to this episode a couple weeks back when I did the corporate events and
Hmm.
you came out and helped me. I actually hired people that I had met
Yep.
at this retreat. And now because of that, I've formed friendships. So I came out early. I was invited to this very cool dinner last night.
Oh,
Yeah, it was like the desert in the city. It's like 40 people. My name badge said Jennifer, or like my name tag at the table, like my
yeah.
like my God-given name. I was like, "Oh, this is fancy." Because it said Jennifer. It's like either my mom is mad at me or
What did you wear?
Oh my. Okay, so I love slash hate themes.
Okay.
Love slash hate them. I hate them first. When you get a mood board for an event.
Yeah.
We should talk about this too because this is like happening more and more with my weddings where we actually put mood boards on their websites.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, so I got the mood board and it was like desert themed, which like if you know me and love me, I'm in a tie-dye t-shirt right now. I like color,
Hmm.
bright, bold, pink mostly. And a desert mood board is exactly what you think it is, neutrals.
Oh, I already have an outfit that I would wear, and I am in love with this theme.
So I go online, I find actually the perfect outfit and I love it. And it is I'll post a picture because I look pretty fire.
Will you? You always say you're going to post pictures of stuff, and you never do.
No, I'll do it. I'll do it like right
Okay.
after and I'll be like, this, you don't know what this means, but you should listen in a couple weeks.
Perfect.
But it was this flowy pants. They actually had like this panel that like wrapped around them.
Okay.
And then I wore a tube top, Megan,
Oh.
like straight up tube top. And then it had this like a kimono style like jacket. So it was like very flowy, very
Yeah.
deserty, and it was like sandy color. It was like the color of sand. So I nailed it.
Was it all sandy color? Like, was it a
It had
monotone
it had
outfit?
white. So the
White.
the tube top was white, and then there was like these like white like a white print on it. It was great.
Okay. So what kind of menu do they have if it's a desert theme? Wait, no water. There was no water
Yeah.
available.
It was like a mirage in the desert, right? The caterer, AD Catering, who saved my life when I had these events in New York,
Okay.
they did the catering, and Alex is the owner and the head chef, and she actually got her start in fine dining. So I don't know the name of the restaurant, but it's like the only 3-star Michelin restaurant in New York. That's where she started.
Okay.
So she's bringing like this high-end food to weddings and events. So one
Okay.
course was like a squash blossom with like goat cheese and like this sauce that I was. So I'm sitting next to somebody that I'm just meeting, like these all these like really fancy cool people, and I'm like, "Hi, I'm Jen Ganson," right?
Oh, you love this.
And I was sitting next to this one lovely woman named Ashley, and I licked my knife. That's how good the sauce was. And I looked over. As soon as I licked it, you know, when you do something and you're like, oh, no, I'm not at home alone, right? And I turned and I looked at it, and she was looking, and I said, I'm from Wisconsin, okay? Like, we lick our knives there. And she was like, I wasn't going to say anything. The sauce, she's like, I get it. The sauce is that good.
It's funny. I can picture you licking your knife.
Oh yeah. I was like, I wanted to pick up my plate and lick it, but I wasn't home alone. But anyways, I came out early for that, had a great time, met some really, really wonderful people. Tonight I'm having just dinner with a friend.
Hmm.
Tomorrow night is another industry event that I got invited to.
Fun.
So gonna go meet some more New York people. And then yeah, just kind of dog sit, hang out, work from a new place, be in a new city. So
Yeah.
I kind of like I said, I love New York now. I love it.
Hmm.
So I might move here.
We'll see.
Stay tuned. Um, I know I have to tell you about my makeup for last night, but I want to wait because I think it's a good transition into what we're talking about. So don't let me forget.
Okay.
And what have you been up to now that you're back home?
Yeah, I'm back home. My kids left for camp. Well, Ava left for camp for 2 weeks. So that's kind of crazy to not have her around. And then Miles is just there during the day. So I'm actually catching up on some stuff. I have 2 weddings coming up this month. I have one coming up here at the Schlitz Audubon, and then one up in Kohler at Whistling Straits. So 2 very different weddings coming down the pipeline. It's kind of nice to have 2 in a row just to kind of, I'm like in a flow right now with weddings.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just get in a rhythm and, knock it out.
Totally. That is cool. 2 very different ones. Do you have to tent up at Kohler?
You can, but they are not because their guest count is a small enough size that they fit in what's called the barn, but you're at Whistling Straight.
There's nothing Barney about it.
Yeah, it's not like a barn like you're picturing a barn. It's a very nice venue.
It's not like a barn where we had our junior prom, and no, I am not joking.
Oh my God.
Remember the barn?
Yeah, I think it's still there. I think it's like a restaurant still.
Yeah. Um, okay, so what business?
Yes, business is next. Okay, business. So moving on to business, we have asked people to email us for advertising inquiries, right? Yes, which we
Yes.
still
Yes.
want. We can talk about that. But Jen, do you remember what happened last week? That finally has happened after 8 months of podcasting that we knew at some point would happen and that we were so excited for.
Yes. Yeah. Do you want to
Friends,
tell them?
we finally have our first legit troll.
Yeah. Yes, it said stop embarrassing yourself with a clown emoji.
Was that on Instagram? I
Yeah.
forget.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a comment on Instagram. I don't think this listener understands that we love embarrassing ourselves.
Well, also this listener had no profile photo, no followers, no posts,
Hmm.
and followed like 86 people. So I mean, I'm really not too concerned about it.
Yeah, but the trolls mean we've made it.
I know. Yeah. It is fun. I was nervous because I got some trolls on We Roam Solo. When you get them, it's not so bad. Like you think it's going to be bad. So here's what I'm going to tell you. If you have been wanting to put yourself out there in some capacity online, like podcast or talking to the camera on Instagram or whatever,
Hmm.
when somebody makes fun of you, it's really not that bad.
No, it's
Yeah.
really not that bad.
So don't let that fear stop you from achieving your dreams.
Right.
Yeah. We're proof that you can make it through a clown emoji.
And we will continue to embarrass
Yes.
ourselves.
Honk honk.
So we got our first troll.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what other business do you want to talk about, Jen?
Come to Jamaica with us.
Yes.
I updated the link on our Instagram was wrong, so I updated that. Sorry,
Mm,
everybody. But now it goes to the Jamaica information.
okay.
So it's there. If you have any questions, let us know. It's literally now just right around the corner. I feel like.
Yeah, definitely. So reach out if you want info on Jamaica, November 30th through December 3rd. It's going to be amazing. And then advertising, like we said the previous podcast, we are looking to partner with people in Milwaukee and Chicago, or I guess wherever, but people that are a good fit for the brand.
Yeah, I mean, also pretty whatever. We'll do whatever at this point. I'll
Oh,
even.
you've already bailed?
Well, I just like I think it's like if you think you're a fit, like let us know.
Yeah.
But for example, we did get an email from that like builder, a developer or something, and they were like, "We think this would be a good match," and we were like, "No."
Right.
So I mean, we're still, what is the word, discerning.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna now tell you about my makeup yesterday.
Yes, because that is the theme of this episode. We're moving into the theme, which is wedding styling,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
hair, makeup, things like
Hair and
that.
makeup. Yes.
More of that than like dresses and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hair
So
and makeup.
so
Beauty.
I have been toying with this idea for a while. I've been putting my makeup on the past couple of times that I'm going out, and I get to the stage where I go to put mascara on because that's my last step.
Okay.
And I've been like, I don't want to wear mascara. Okay. Like, and then I do it because I just do it. Well, finally yesterday, I was like, I'm not wearing mascara. So I did all my makeup and I did my like gold eyeliner and my eyeshadow. And I picked up the mascara wand and I was like, no. And I put it away and I went for it. That was a bold move.
Mm-hmm.
This was me like being a trendsetter.
Okay.
And I had multiple people compliment me. I like said, "Oh, you don't have mascara on. Your eyes look so blue." Like,
Interesting.
hmm
Why do you not like to wear mascara?
well, because I've been noticing when I get to that step that I think I look beautiful.
Oh, that's a nice thing to think about yourself.
Yeah, and I'm like, why am I gonna put on mascara if I'm liking how I look?
Right.
And it's a
Yes.
different look. Like it's kind of playing around with just like a
Yeah, yeah,
different
yeah.
vibe. But I got complimented on it, so it was really nice. And you know this, every woman knows this. I don't care how much makeup remover you use. I don't care how good it is. I don't care if you use Vaseline. I don't care what you use. No matter what you do, the next morning there is still a little bit of mascara, and
Yeah.
annoys the crap out of me. So
I love makeup. I wear a lot of makeup despite how I look right now. I don't have a lot of makeup on right now because I plan to exercise after this, but I love makeup. I always wear mascara. I always wear eyeliner. And one of the things that I've been doing because I'm going into the next stage of my life is I have gotten it's like a white mascara that you put on first and it's a eyelash extension. So you put that on and it just like builds up your eyelashes a little more and then you put your mascara over it and I really like it because I like my eyes
yeah,
and so I like to use that to like accentuate the feature of my face that I like the most.
totally.
And I will say that if you use that, the mascara comes off a lot easier because you have like this base layer and it just like it's not
Okay,
attached to your eyelashes. So
that's
that's
good to know.
my tip. This episode is not about us giving makeup tips because we are not
No,
professional makeup artists by any
but it
means.
is also just giving you a little insight to the next stage of your life if you're not already here. Because the other thing, so I'm blonde, and
Yes.
my eyelashes, as you get older, they lighten
Mhm.
and disappear.
Mhm.
So now I have to draw mine in. I feel like my grandma. I'm like
Eyebrows or eyelashes?
eyebrows.
Yes, you said eyelashes. Okay. I'm like, how are you drawing in your
One,
eyelashes?
oh, I'm using a 3D printer.
I was like, when your eyes are open, you draw them on your eyelid and then like you yeah.
Oh God. Sorry, yeah, I meant eyebrows.
Okay. Yes, yes, yes.
Eyebrows. So,
Yes. Uh-huh.
okay, so hair and makeup, we wanted to kind of talk through, I think a little bit about like what to expect when you are going to book your hair and makeup
Mhm.
teams because it's a process. And then I think there's some surprises along the way that some
Yeah.
people are like, oh, I didn't know this is how we do it.
Yeah, and it's a very personal process because I think hair and makeup is very different for everybody.
It is. And, I think it starts, I'm going to start the conversation out a little controversial take.
Okay.
But I was having a conversation with one of my favorite humans, Joanna B. is her name. She's a makeup artist in Chicago.
I just reached out to her recently. Thank you for the
Okay,
recommendation.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, she's
Mhm.
amazing. But we were talking on Friday, and she was like, "Here's a hot take: you don't have to have a professional hair and makeup team if you don't want to."
Oh, right.
Well, but like I think a lot of us, like part of the conversation is like, what do people do just because they think they have to do it?
Sure.
And so I'm going to start by saying, if you love how you do your makeup or you love how you do your hair or you don't, it's just not your thing. I'm going to say, I'm going to give you permission that you don't have to you don't have to do that if you don't want to.
Right. I agree. I had a bride last year who did her own makeup.
Yeah. Well, and I've had that too. And I of course, as a planner, we say, are you sure? Are you sure that's what you want to be doing on the morning of your wedding?
Right.
And they were like, absolutely. And it's like, great. Then we'll make
Yeah.
sure we put it in the timeline and bada bing, bada boom, no big deal.
Yeah, and don't worry if you're like, "Well, what are my bridesmaids or mom's gonna do?" It's like, who cares? It's not their wedding. Like, they do their own makeup every day. They don't need a professional to do their makeup on your wedding day if you don't want it.
Right. So that being said, 99.5% of my couples and even even my same-sex groom couples, we have hair and makeup come in. So
Yeah.
it is not common to not have it, at least for the my weddings.
Most of my female clients have hair and makeup.
Hmm.
I just had, 2 gentlemen get married last weekend, and they didn't bring in anybody. They were super cool and casual and like, "We're just gonna get ready together," like, super fun.
Yeah. And also permission to men, straight or otherwise. If you want your forehead not to be shiny, or you want somebody to come in and like put some gel in your hair, you can do that too, giving you permission to do that. Like that's not uncommon, and it's okay. It's your wedding day too, and if you want to look your best,
Yes.
that's on the table. So that just you know, I'm just making sure we're just giving you all the options here.
Yes. Okay. So if you decide that you are one of those high percentage people that do want to bring in hair and makeup in Chicago, how far in advance do you guys start looking at that?
As soon as possible, like
Mhm.
a year out if I have that much lead time.
Yeah, us too. And stylists book that far out
Hmm.
up here. It's definitely one of the first people that we look into.
Yeah, like I'm sure Joanna got back to you and said she's booked. She's always booked.
Nope, she's free.
Oh my God, amazing. You will love her so much. So yeah, so a year out, and here's the process. I start by asking a few questions.
Hmm.
So, and you can tell me if it's the same in Milwaukee now, but typically when you are going to hire a hair and makeup team, it can be one company that does both, or
Hmm.
sometimes like we're talking about Joanna, she's just a makeup artist, so then we hire a hairstylist.
Yep.
But how we contract it, it's usually a minimum, so there's usually a minimum number of services that you're saying, like bride plus three other people, so that
Hmm.
can be a mom or a bridesmaid or whatever. But you contract for those numbers of services, and sometimes you can add on, sometimes you can't.
Right.
So I always say to my couples, do a count, like a real count
Hmm.
of how many makeup, how many hair, and then we contract that way, because sometimes you need two makeup artists or two
Right.
hairstylists, otherwise hair and makeup's going to be 8 hours long.
Right.
So to start, it's always, how many people do we truly believe are going to have hair and makeup done?
Yep, I always ask that first before I even start reaching out for availability. You have to, because when you reach out to ask about availability, the stylists are just going to come back and say, "Well, how many people?"
Right. Exactly.
Mhm.
And do you want two artists or two stylists or whatnot,
Right. Yep.
which I always, just a fresh event way of doing things. Like almost always I have two. My couples do not want to get up before 8 a.m., you know? They want to like chill.
Yeah, most of the teams I work with send
Yeah.
enough, right? Like, they're not like, "Oh, we have 1 person for 8 people." Like,
Well, but it's usually an added fee just so people are prepared.
mm,
It's usually like 150 to 200 bucks for another stylist or whatever it is.
yeah.
But it's just something to pay attention to and don't assume that like if you are raw dogging your wedding and don't have a planner, um don't assume, oh, I have 12 bridesmaids. Or
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
never assume anything in wedding planning. Never assume anything.
Yeah. Let's talk fees. Every stylist is a little bit different, but some of the things to look for when you're looking at a stylist contract is if they include gratuity or not. We've talked about gratuity in one of our past episodes, but you're if it's not included, you definitely need to factor that into your budget because you're going to want to tip the stylist.
It's like it's just industry standard. So like,
Yes.
yeah, we did a whole episode on this and it is like a hair and makeup gets tipped no matter what, 20%.
Yeah, and a lot of times up here it's already included. They throw it in already.
I will just go back one step before we go any further into this,
Yeah.
because another thing that comes up is our bridesmaids paying for it
Mhm.
themselves, or is the bride paying for it? Now, with my weddings, I assume Megan's are pretty similar. I'm going to use this again. 99.5% of my couples, the bride pays for everybody. So it's just, I budget that way. I budget.
Mhm.
So we're taking care of all the bridesmaids who want hair and makeup done. We're taking care of moms, an aunt, whoever.
Mhm.
And that's paid for. Um, when I first started, that was not the case. And it was the bridesmaids would pay for it themselves. So it would still be the bride is contracting everything
Mhm.
and promising a certain number of services and putting the deposit down. Like money is still going through you,
Yes.
but then your girls would pay you back essentially.
I think it's split for me. I think like half of the time the bride is paying for everybody and half of the time the ladies are paying themselves, but exactly what you're saying, these contracts come in and you can't have everybody paying for the services individually or that's a nightmare for the stylist. It's
Totally.
all if you are a bride or a groom who's handling the contracting, you're going to have to be responsible for collecting the money from your bridal party family members, whoever is getting the service is done.
And then this is another hot take. I don't know even what hot take really means, but I like saying it today. Anyways, hot take. So I tell my couples, if you are having your gals pay for hair and makeup, then it is optional.
Yes.
Okay. So that means you go to them and you say, I'm gonna book hair and makeup services. It's $125 for hair, it's $125 for makeup. Let me know if you want one or both. And
Mhm.
and just know you're committing to this
Mhm.
right now at time of email.
Right.
If you are paying, or let me correct myself, if you want your girls to get their hair done and you're saying, no, you have to get your hair and makeup done because you want this look or this aesthetic, you should pay for it. That's my hot take.
Yes. No, I completely agree. I've said that to people before too. If you are insisting that they have to have their hair or makeup done, then you
Yes.
need to
Yep.
pay for it. But if it's optional and they can have the option to do it themselves, then if you want them to pay for it,
Yes.
that's
Yep.
also fine.
So all that to say, that's something you need to budget for if,
Mhm.
so when you're having these conversations with hair and makeup, ask how much it is, of course, for hair and makeup for each gal or your flower girls or whatever.
Mhm.
And if you're paying for it, budget for that, add 20% on top of that so you know that you have that money put aside for that.
Mhm.
Or yeah, I mean still kind of budget for it like we said because you're still paying for it, but
Right.
have the girls pay you up front. So
Mhm.
once they say, even if it's a year out and they're like, "Yes, I'm in,"
Mhm.
have them Venmo you 250 bucks
Yep.
and it's done.
It's done. And also look at if the other fees, like we were kind of talking about, so gratuity, but I've seen other fees on contracts up here. I don't know about you, but a lot of times they're not going to the salon. The stylists are coming to the bridal party at a hotel or an Airbnb or a personal residence, sometimes there's an on location fee that can be added. I have seen additional stylist charges, like you were mentioning before. So make sure that if you are having other people pay and you want all of that to be included in what they are paying for, so that you're not stuck with all those additional fees at the end, that you calculate that in as well. Or a lot of times, if you're the bride or groom and you're handling it, you can just plan to cover those additional fees.
Hmm. Also, something to keep in mind is travel fees. Did you say that?
Hmm.
Oh, sorry.
Well, I said like on location fee. So I guess
Oh,
there
okay.
could be a travel fee too. So a lot sometimes if the stylist, like I'm just reaching out to some people in Chicago to come up to Milwaukee. So it's not just a flat, oh, on location fee is $100. There might be a mileage fee.
Right.
And
Exactly.
that could also come into play for your trial.
Exactly. And not a huge fee. Well, in Chicago, I guess it could be, but if they're coming to your hotel, you're paying for parking. You're paying for valet parking.
Yes.
Because these people are coming with of cases and cases of shit to make you look beautiful. So they're valeting, and that's getting charged to your room.
Yes.
Speaking of room, can I segue a bit here?
Yeah. So we've talked about the fees. There's a lot. Now everybody's scared and is going to do their own hair and makeup.
Yeah, sorry, everybody. So when you are planning to get ready, and that's such a good point that you brought up. Like some people still do go to salons. None of my clients do that.
Yeah.
So when we're booking hair and makeup, we are planning for, oh, the hair and makeup team is going to come to the Gwen
Right.
in the morning and whatever. Now, you need space to get ready.
Yes.
Okay. And a lot of people are like, oh, I booked a suite. And it's like, okay, but how much square footage is that suite? Because if you have 8 girls in
Mhm.
there, two hairstylists, two makeup artists, like that is a lot. It's a lot.
It's not gonna work if you're just in a regular hotel room, even if it's a suite.
No,
Yeah.
you need like one of their big boy suites. Okay.
Right. I was gonna say, unless it's the presidential suite at the Pfister that has a living
Yes.
room.
Which there are,
Oh,
that's, that's what we do.
yeah.
But an alternative too, which can be honestly, I would do the math. An alternative is you can get like a meeting room at the hotel.
Mhm. Yep.
Now here's what I'll tell you. You want windows.
Yes.
So if you're looking into getting a meeting room at a hotel to get hair and makeup done, and there's some pros and cons to this, like
We'll talk through it. Yeah.
yeah, but you need natural light. So when you think about makeup, it's like, you want it to look as natural. Well, I shouldn't say that. Most Some people want the makeup to look supernatural. Of course, some people want something more glam or
Yep.
whatever.
Yeah.
But that natural light is going to work in your favor no matter what, because
Mhm.
it's going to then when you go out into the daylight, it's going to look good, and it's not going to be like holy hell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, is that Megan and Jen or the clowns, or is that
Have you ever had a bride walk in and you're like, "Whoa."
I'm trying to think. I'm sure I have. I'm sure I have. But if you get a meeting room, just make sure you're aware of like the parameters around food and beverage. Some hotels that you have to do food and beverage through them,
Yep.
which can get very pricey, which at the end of the day, you could have gotten the presidential suite, right? I mean, there's all these things where it's just like you have to do that kind of math. But what's nice about that is like everyone's then getting ready in another space, and it's not in your suite,
Right.
right? That you're going to go back to that night. Of course, we make sure it's cleaned. If you don't have a planner, it might be a shit show when you get back with your spouse at the end of the night, and there's just like shit everywhere.
Yeah. I had a wedding one time where one of the bridesmaids left her duffel bag in the bride and groom's suite because she was getting ready there in the morning. And so she insisted on going back because she needed her stuff, which they were like, fine, she can obviously go in, they know her. But she went into the room and was drunk as a skunk and passed out in their bed. And so then they came back at the end of the night and she was like comatose in their wedding bed.
That's awesome. Oh, okay.
Okay. So, summary. We were like pros and cons of you can either pay more money and get a larger, huge personal suite,
Yeah.
I guess, at the
Mhm.
hotel,
Yep.
or you can get more of a conference room. And so to sum up what Jen was saying, if you get the conference room, many times there's going to be an additional fee for
Mhm.
that, or at least in Milwaukee, a flat fee. And you typically have to order all food and drinks off the hotel
Right.
menu, which if you've ordered anything from a hotel, you know that that can be pricier than picking it up from the grocery store or ordering a Jimmy John's platter.
Totally.
So you've got that coming in. If you're in your own personal hotel room, cons, it could be messy. People could leave their stuff in there. They're kind of invading your personal space, but you can not typically, you can bring in your own food, drinks, and you don't have to order that through a
Right.
hotel. One thing you didn't mention is if you do get one of the large, huge suites at a hotel that you're going to sleep in that has an adjoining living room and you're going to use that, you have to have that for Friday. If your wedding is on Saturday, you need to book that for Friday and Saturday night. You can't just think in your mind, oh, my wedding's Saturday. I'm going to book it for Saturday and we'll get ready there, because you are going to need that at 8 a.m. on Saturday morning. So you need to have it for 2 nights, not just one.
When I used to do coordination, I can't tell you how many times that happened. I
Oh,
cannot tell
really?
you. Yeah, you'd be like, because with coordination, you come in like 2 months out.
Yeah.
So, you're like looking at all of the rooming lists and whatnot, and you're like, you only have the room booked for Friday night or Saturday night,
Yeah.
and well, yeah, well, because, and I was like, no, and actually, if you're working with me, I book the suite starting Thursday night. And the reason I do that is because I'm also reminding my couples, like, you're not just coming in with a duffel bag. You like move in.
Right.
You fully move in all the outfits, all the shit that you
Yeah.
have to have for your wedding weekend.
It's a lot.
And I'm like, if you're checking in Friday at 3 p.m., 4 p.m., and then trying to get across Chicago to get to your rehearsal, it's too much. So
Yeah. Chicago's a different beast in that
it
sense.
is.
Yeah.
It is. So yes, you at the very least need it for 2 nights, if not three. We could probably do a whole hotel episode because also you need a place for the guys to get ready
Hmm.
for your, and so
Yeah.
you have to think through that. They don't need as much space as ladies,
Yeah.
but they still need to collect and do guy stuff. I
Yeah.
don't know, whatever
Yeah.
they
We'll
do.
do a hotel episode because hotel room blocks are like so annoying to me.
So annoying. Okay.
Okay, so back to hair and makeup. You decide
Yes.
where you're going to do this. Yes. Okay.
Yes. And you know how many people are doing it.
Mhm.
And now you're getting ready to sign a contract with your hair and makeup team. And here's where a question comes up a lot, or I preemptively prepare. You are booking them without knowing exactly how they're going to do your hair and makeup. Like you're not getting your hair and makeup done. It's not like a caterer where you go and have a tasting before you book them. You are booking the hair and makeup team. And then as you get closer to your wedding, you do a preview, which we didn't talk about that in fees,
The trial preview, whatever you want to call it. Yes, you have to. Yes.
but that is usually an additional fee and you must do it.
Have you had people who say they don't want to do it?
No, but I'm sure they
Oh
exist
yeah, I
to,
guess.
to save a couple $100. I'm
Oh
sure.
god, people. Yeah.
I mean, I agree, but if we're tapping all markets, right? It's like,
Right. So I have had in the last year especially many more clients get very, very nervous about hiring hair and makeup teams
same,
before doing a trial. I call it a trial.
same.
So I don't like to force anybody into anything, but we wanted to explain to people, like the market and why this is happening. And it's
Hmm.
because most people will find hair and makeup teams on Instagram or online or see pictures and snatch them up and book their date a year or more in advance. And so if you reach out to a hair and makeup team and they say they're available for their date and you want to wait and do your trial before you actually book them, just know that they are not holding your date.
Nope.
So if you book your trial 3 weeks from now, and they could very easily, it has happened to me with my clients, somebody else comes in and just is willing to sign on the dotted line, and then they're not available for you.
Right.
So it can be very nerve wracking. And if you absolutely feel like you must do a trial before you book your team, you have to understand that this could happen because it probably will,
Yep.
maybe multiple times.
Totally. You just have to trust their work. And if you can, if you're not seeing I don't know, someone with your hair color, your skin color, anything like that, like you can reach out and ask them if they have photos, like
Hmm.
to show a little bit more of their diversity and like, you know, their work.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, you just kind of have to trust. Like if you like their overall aesthetic, if you're like, I want something more glam, and their Instagram is full of things I love,
Hmm.
you're booking off of their gallery. You're booking them off of their portfolio,
Yes.
and then you're gonna go do your hair and makeup trial. I always say, about a month out from the wedding. And the reason I say that is because then your hair and your skin tone are about the same length and tone that it will be on your wedding day.
Yeah. And I think that's what the stylists recommend
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
right? As close to
No,
the
no, it's
wedding.
just me. That was my idea.
Oh, okay. Jen started it. But yeah, a month, 2 months before the wedding, for exactly those reasons. But also, you have to remember that you are not the only one getting married
Hmm.
this year. And so, if you do a trial 9 months before your wedding, you cannot expect that hair or makeup stylist is going to remember exactly what they did.
Right.
I'm sorry. It's really hard.
Right.
They are going to do hundreds of people between that trial and when your wedding date is.
Yep.
And so, on top of the reasons that Jen recommended, also you want your style to be fresh in their head.
Totally. And I'll say two things as you're getting ready to go into your preview trial, whatever you call it. Um, One is inspiration photos are really helpful,
Hmm.
but inspiration photos of people with the same hair color and eye color and skin tone, is kind of helpful. It like just for you too, right? Because it's
Yeah.
like I can't tell you how many times like my brides have sent inspiration photos and they're like blonde haired, blue eyes, and it's all these like dark haired, dark eyed, and I'm like, like maybe we find some photos that like are a little bit more, closer to what you look like, right?
Well, it's kind of like when you're in high school and still trying to figure out like how to style yourself.
Yes.
Remember, okay, here, I love dating ourselves. Remember when we were younger and you would go into the hair salon and they would have the books that you
Mm,
could look through?
yeah.
So, friends,
I forgot about that.
you would go to a hairstylist and you'd sit in the waiting room and they would have actual books. It's these things with pages with pictures and people would be in them and you
I'd
would
be
sit
like,
and page through it and look at their hairstyles and see what you liked and you could show them the picture. But
yep.
my point is, if you are pointing to a photo of, I don't know, who's a beautiful celebrity,
Jennifer Aniston.
if you are pointing to a photo of Jennifer Aniston and you don't really look like Jennifer Aniston, your stylist is not going to be able to help you look like Jennifer Aniston.
Correct,
Like,
correct.
that's just not how it
Well,
works.
and also everybody, you have to be careful about AI. Because there
Yes.
are now a ton of generated images that like they're not even real human people.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes like, okay, I'll share a
Yeah.
story. Senior pictures. I remember senior pictures was like the first time that we got like professional photos of us done, right?
Besides Sears,
Exactly, exactly.
which we should do again.
We should. And so you get your hair make done and you go and you do you do this shoot and you are like, I am a model, right? Like I think, you know what, screw college. I think I'm going to go into modeling. And then you get, oh, so here's to date ourselves. Instead of digital proofs, we also got books
Yes.
of tiny little pictures of us. And then you picked which one you liked the best. But anyways, I remember getting my photos back and being heartbroken because it was me. You know what I mean? I was like, but I thought I was a model. And I do think, like, I'm not making fun, but I do think some brides
Right.
go through that same thing. You know, it's
Yes.
like you are still going to be you, okay? Like
Right.
they're enhancing your beauty. So you're not going to like turn around and look in the mirror and have like a Princess Diary moment, Anne
Right.
Hathaway, you know. It's like
She's all that.
Pablo, did you, you know, whatever he
Yeah.
says. So you have to be prepared that like yes, you are going to be beautiful, but it's still, I mean, it's you. You will be
Yes.
you.
You will be you.
So no, they can't make you into Jennifer Aniston or Anne Hathaway
Yes.
or Sabrina Carpenter. I had to say a younger person.
Yeah, realistic. Well, the first person that popped into my head was Cindy
Yeah.
Crawford, and I was like, "Oh
Yep.
God, I
Yep.
can't say that
I mean,
because she's
she was a little
beautiful."
old
But yeah,
even for us. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So anyway, so to recap, that is book the hair and makeup team so you don't lose them. And especially if you have a planner who you love, by the time you got to hair and makeup, you've already booked a bunch of shit.
yep,
So like you should just trust us by now.
yeah.
Book them and then do, you know, have realistic inspiration photos and go do your hair and makeup trial.
I have another thing to add about the realistic hair and makeup trial.
Great.
I heard recently from a hairstylist that there are a lot of people bringing in inspiration photos. And they said it's not necessarily the bride because the bride gets a trial and they talk through everything right before the wedding day. So
Mm-hmm.
this is moms and this is
Mm,
bridesmaids bringing in inspiration photos for their hair. And it goes back to what you said about AI. Not so much AI, but it's people who have these elaborate updos that clearly have extensions
extensions.
put in their hair so that
Yep.
they have like this huge, thick, full head of hair that they can do all these twists and turns and wraps and knots and all this stuff. If you have super thin hair and you are showing your hairstylist a photo of an updo that is thick and luscious,
Yeah.
that's not going to be able to happen. I'm sorry.
Right.
So,
Right.
other things to keep in mind realistic expectations.
Realistic
Wah,
expectations.
wah.
Also, as a bridesmaid, nobody cares about your hair and makeup, okay? Like we do care, but we don't care.
Ugh,
It
yes.
drives me crazy when a bridesmaid is like, "Oh, the eyeliner is a little. Do you see that? Do you see how the eyeliner?" Like, no,
Like
no.
holding things up for the whole
Yes,
day because she needs to have something
yes.
reapplied or redone. It's like nobody's looking at you.
I know.
Nobody.
I've
Like,
had I've had a bridesmaid leave the room hysterical because she didn't like her hair and makeup, and I'm, you know, I don't have much sympathy. I'm so sorry. Like, do you know how many times I've been a bridesmaid? So many because I'm so cool. Do you know how many times I've been a bridesmaid and my hair and makeup look dumb? And it's like it doesn't matter. It does not matter.
right. It's not
Like
about you.
nobody's looking at me. I'm in the same dress as six other people.
Right.
Like
Right. This
nobody
is
cares.
not your Anne Hathaway moment.
No, no.
Like,
It is not. And if you are holding up my timeline, you will be on my shit list.
yes. Yes. I completely agree. Completely agree.
Okay, so then let's talk about hair and makeup trials.
Yes.
Use your voice, okay?
Yes.
So the whole point of the trial is if you don't like how the mascara looks, if you don't like that blush, that is when you say that.
Yes.
And you're not hurting anybody's feelings, okay? So, a lot of times when you sit down and say to, I will say it took me a long time to figure this out myself. So, when like I get my hair and makeup done professionally here and there for like headshots or if I'm going to an industry event or whatever.
Hmm.
And for the longest time, I was like, do whatever. Do whatever you enhance my beauty, whatever you think.
Okay.
And every time it would happen, it's not what I use at home. It's not
Yep.
I go in a different direction. And so I would get out of the chair and I'd be like, ugh, like it looks too dark for me. Whatever. Finally, I have gotten to a point where I'm like golds and very light neutrals.
Hmm.
Like I know I have blue eyes and blonde hair, so you're going to want to do browns. I
Hmm.
don't like browns. I
Hmm.
don't like purples, right?
Yep.
So even if that's honestly how I look the best to other people, I don't care. I want to look the best to me.
Right.
So please use your voice. Please express if you're not liking anything, nobody's mad at you. Nobody thinks you're a bridezilla. Okay?
Right.
If you
And do it at the trial while you're still there, not
Yes.
like coming back and then I
Yes.
know we're in this age where younger people have a hard time communicating verbally to people to their face.
Yes.
They need to send emails and written things, but
Yes.
it is going to be so much easier if you communicate it while you're there.
And it's going to cost you more money to go back and do another trial. Okay?
Right.
So
And they're going to be thinking, why didn't you tell me this the first time?
exactly. And I've had to deal with that. And I love my couples. I love them very much. But I do say in those moments, why didn't you say that when you were there? You know? And then I handle it and it's fine. Then they pay and do another trial and everything's happy and everyone's fine. But like we could avoid that whole stress and trauma if you just speak up. Another thing I will say, I have had lately a few moms also go in. They pay to have a hair and makeup trial done.
Mhm.
And that just, if you have an anxious mom, who does though? I mean, really, I mean, anxious mothers. Have you ever heard of such a thing? So if you have a mother, and that's in your budget and it will help make her feel better, you can do that too.
Mhm.
Essentially, whatever you're willing to pay for, right? And then
Right.
another thing that I've been doing more and more of is actually paying for the hair and makeup, like one of each, like a hair and makeup artist, to stay on site through the ceremony. And so they'll go out with us for photos, touch up if they're getting a little sweaty right
Mhm.
before the ceremony. Just again, another touch up. If that's in the budget, I highly recommend it. Just because, especially if you're getting married in the summer, which in the Midwest most people are, it's hot as balls outside.
Yep.
And so even though that makeup is set, it really is. I mean, one of the reasons I recommend professional hair and makeup is you can go through a car wash, and still come out and have your hair and makeup on.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not your hair. Your hair's probably screwed. But I'm being dramatic for a point.
Yeah.
But if you are like a little worried about that and just want to have that reassurance of knowing that you have someone there to get you through the ceremony looking your absolute best, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I'm gonna play devil's advocate a little bit. I'm kind of in the middle. If you have the budget, it's nice to have somebody touch you up before the ceremony, but I actually don't like them staying around and going with through pictures. And here's why. I've had that, and it provides I think it can be if it's not done well, it provides so much anxiety for the bride of feeling like she doesn't look good enough because that makeup person is potentially interrupting the flow of the day to constantly be like, "Oh, here, let me powder. Oh, here, lip gloss." It annoys the photographer. It annoys me kind of if I'm there because I'm like, "She looks great. Just let her like enjoy a
Yeah.
minute," right?
Well, to be fair, now that I've actually never had anybody go out for
Okay, you
photos.
said that.
Like they go, I know, but I was like thinking about it. I'm like, actually, we've never done that. They'll go reset up at the reception place.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so we're on the same page, yeah.
But there are people who do that.
Yeah,
But you're right. I have not had anybody do
okay,
that. And that would actually drive me crazy too.
okay.
So
I just like people thinking that they look great, so I don't if you're constantly having to touch up, then it's a mental
it
thing.
is. I
Yeah.
agree. But I think just having a little bit of a fresh face, like usually right before the ceremony, you're tucked away for a half hour anyways.
Mhm.
So it's not even like it's a additional timeline thing. It's
Yeah,
just like,
but you're paying for it.
oh yeah,
You can pay have to pay a lot for it because it's not like if there's 2 hours in between, they might bill you for that
they
whole
do.
time because it's not like they can go to the bar
All right.
and hang out for a couple hours. You're on the clock.
Totally. Yeah.
It's kind of like transportation. If you hire transportation and they have to wait,
Yeah.
you're paying for it.
Yeah. Of
Yeah.
course. So, okay. Then what else? I think what else? This is a long episode.
This is a long episode. I thought of one more thing, one more tip.
Also, by the way, I'm going to interrupt real quick. Sorry. Everybody go to Dare to Dream Weddings and look at I'm obsessed with your anniversary photos at the state fair. Megan's kids made her and Jared do these like lame, amazing poses at the state fair for their 17th anniversary. I'm obsessed with them. They just came up on my phone.
It's on Instagram. We forgot to do one. We were going to do one where we were standing and it was a picture from behind and we had our hands in each other's back pockets.
Yes. Oh my God. Hey, 18. Save it
Ava
for
was
18.
so embarrassed. Ava was so
Okay.
embarrassed.
So go back to your point.
Okay. So, another thing that happens for me sometimes is many people, well, you said this before too, and we had to backtrack. Not many people. Some people like a more natural look. Some people don't wear a lot of makeup during the day, and makeup makes them feel a little
Mm,
intimidated.
hmm.
So when they go into their trial and when we're looking for people, they're constantly stressing. I want a natural look. I don't wear a lot of makeup. I don't like a lot of makeup. I want a natural look. And they go into their trial and they're so freaked out about looking too glam
Hmm.
that they kind of freak out the stylists a little bit, I think. And so the stylists go lighter on the makeup because that's what this client is stressing to them, like natural, natural, natural. I don't like a lot of makeup. And then they come out of the trial, and then the feedback I get is, well, they didn't really use enough of insert any makeup here.
Right.
And it's like, okay, that's because you drilled into their brain that you didn't want a lot of makeup. If you tell a professional makeup artist that you want a natural look, they may still apply a good amount of makeup to achieve that natural look. Celebrities who have a natural look still wear quite a bit of
They
makeup.
wear a shit ton of makeup.
Yes. So you have to understand that even for a natural look, you are going to have makeup applied to your face.
Yes, and I agree. You are not going to look like you're going to Trader Joe's on a Thursday night makeup. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like every time I get my makeup done, same thing. I just like to be enhanced.
Yes.
And it's still, you still have to get used to it. Like when I
Yeah.
look in the mirror, I'm like, oh wow, holy hell, because like I don't wear this kind of makeup every day.
Right.
So a natural look is still gonna feel like it's still makeup. It's
It's
still a
still
lot of
makeup.
makeup.
Mhm.
But you have to also keep in mind that like part of it is like it photographs really well. Like, it's not nobody's gonna be like right up to your face like you are in the mirror.
Right.
So you just have to just understand that it is going to be different.
Right.
So, you
Yes.
know, it's the same as if you dye your hair versus having a professional do it. Like it's just gonna be different.
Yeah. And also, if you don't have a touch up during the day, or even if you do, if you are on the dance floor busting a move, or if you're outside and, taking
Yeah.
pictures and really sweaty, like you don't have a mask on your face. It's professional makeup. It's going to hold up really, really, really well, but it
Mm-hmm.
still is going to adjust slightly. And I say this so that you understand when you have your trial, you go home and you're trying to test this makeup, right? And you're like, oh, I really want to make sure this is going to last. And then all of a sudden it gets to be 10 o'clock at night and you look in the mirror and you're like, well, it did kind of fade a little bit. It's like, yeah, that's also going to happen on your wedding day. But I guarantee you at 10 o'clock when you're busting a move on the dance floor, you're not going to care.
No, at that
Nobody
point.
cares at that point.
No.
You're not going to look bad, but like if it fades a bit,
Right.
it's fine.
I
Yeah.
know. But also, if you go to bed without taking anything off, like or like taking bobby pins out of your hair, you
Oh,
will wake up and your hair will still look the same.
yeah.
It's just like
Hair, like
hair just looks the same. It's like wow. And also too, I know we talked about like having somebody on site for touch-ups, but all makeup artists that I've ever worked with ever give you a little kit. So if you aren't having that service done, usually there's a little kit with like a little bit of your lip in there, lip
Mhm.
color, like sweat pat, like those like
Yeah.
sweat sheets, and maybe some like powder.
Yep.
So that you can like reapply those things too throughout the day. So
Yep. Mhm.
um
Wow,
okay.
that was over an hour.
I
That's a
know
lot.
it's a lot. This is a long episode, but
Yeah.
there's a lot to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Do you want to do one of your summaries? In summary,
In summary, when you are looking at hair and makeup teams, These are the things to keep in mind. Bullet points.
Yep.
First thing, you have to reach out to all of your bridesmaids, bridesmaids, groomsmen, moms, dads, anybody who wants hair and makeup services. You need to have a count before you are going to reach out, or your planner is going to reach out to see who's free. Then
you're booking
without a trial. If you want to
Yes.
secure somebody who you see online, you have to have faith in their portfolio and just put the money down.
Yes.
Next.
Then you do your trial and you are using your voice.
And it's very close to the wedding. A month or two before the wedding is when you do your trial.
Yes. If you like something, you tell them.
Yes.
If you don't like something, you tell them. This is the trial and error
Yes.
portion of things. You should leave that session obsessed with your look.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay.
And then it's your wedding day, and you are going to show up not hungover.
Yes.
Excited and relaxed.
In a room that's large enough for everybody to get ready.
With enough outlets and lighting. By lighting, we need natural lights.
Yes, and Jimmy John's.
And if you are a bridesmaid, you're going to be quiet about how you look.
Yes. You're going to be quiet about everything. Just be quiet. You are meant to just look beautiful. So that's all you have to do.
And if you don't think you look beautiful after hair and makeup, you're just not going to look beautiful that day. You're just going to go with the flow.
You're going to get over it. And then
you're going to get over it.
You can get your friend back at your wedding. And make she wants to look like Bozo the Clown. So
there's our summary. How did that take us an hour?
I don't know. There's just a lot of information. But thanks for listening to us.
Yeah. Reach out if you are interested in Jamaica. Reach out if you are interested in some low-cost advertising. This would have been a great episode if you were a hair and makeup team in town for us to pitch you.
Yeah, I mean, I talked about Joanna B quite a bit, so she gets some free advertising.
But if you want to advertise with us, we'll actually put together a little ad, and we'll run it in the beginning and probably at the end
And a jingle. I'll sing it.
Ooh, a jingle.
Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be really funny.
I'm going to if you advertise with us, I will make up a jingle.
Ava has a little keyboard.
Perfect.
I just imagine Ross from Friends.
Yes, exactly.
On his keyboard.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And I'll be like Phoebe singing like Smelly Cat or whatever.
Every time we talk about advertising, we're serious, but yet we go into some like goofy tangent. So nobody probably thinks we're serious.
No, but we are serious, and we would make it really cool and unique and memorable.
Yes.
Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. So anyways, okay.
All right.
Well, talk to you soon.
Yes, talk to you soon. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Thanks so much for joining us again this week. If you have a wedding or travel-related story of your own that you would like us to share in a future episode, send us an email to theplannerspassport@gmail.com.
And be sure to follow us on Instagram at theplannerspassport, and follow all of our travel and wedding businesses, including We Roam Solo, Dare to Dream Travel, and Dare to Dream Weddings. And please, if you enjoy our show, remember to rate, review, and subscribe from wherever you are listening to this podcast.